WWE are reportedly looking to sign New Japan Strong Women's Champion Giulia, and could she be expected at the WWE Performance Center this month? Well, some reports are suggesting that those reports are wide of the mark. Details on that, plus MJF is not still currently advertised for AEW All In next year, despite being the current AEW World Champion. Is this an indication that his contract with All Elite Wrestling is still set to expire at the beginning of 2024? An update on Logan Paul's WWE television future after winning the United States Championship at Crown Jewel. A new Japan Championship is going to be introduced at Wrestle Kingdom 18 after the destruction of the IWGP UK and US Championship. And Adam Copeland is set for a trios match this Saturday on AEW Collision. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about Giulia and how she could be headed to WWE. Now, former NXT Women's Champion Kairi Sane made her return to WWE at Crown Jewel over the weekend, helping Io Sky retain the WWE Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. However, it seems as though Kairi isn't the only Japanese women's star set to join the company. At least that's what was reported earlier. Per PW Insider, WWE is attempting to sign current New Japan Strong Women's Champion and top Stardom star Giulia to the company. One source that spoke to PW Insider has stated that talks are far enough along that she is expected to be at the WWE Performance Center sometime this month. Now, following Kairi's return, it was reported that other potential names could be set to join up with the pair, and Giulia does have an interesting link with the two. Other than all three being former World of Stardom champions, Giulia trained in Ice Ribbon in 2017 under Mio Shirai, the sister of Io Sky. Another Japanese women's wrestler was that WWE had expressed interest in was Sarray. However, it doesn't look like she is going to be going to WWE. We'll circle back to that one later on. But just on Giulia at the moment, so that report came out and some people were thinking, right, that's certainly a surprise. She's going to be going to WWE at the Performance Center later this month. Well, maybe not so fast, because Dave Meltzer has posted on the Wrestling Observer, F4W forum rather, that Giulia is actually under contract with Bushiroad through March, and she can't go to the WWE Performance Center without Bushiroad's approval, and her schedule is booked solid until January, basically suggesting that maybe her going to WWE or report she's headed to the Performance Center later this month. Those reports are wide of the mark. Now, one other name that WWE was interested in signing was, as I mentioned, Sarray. Now, as I mentioned, after Kairi Sane's debut, or return rather, to WWE at Crown Jewel, shortly after the show, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful have reported that WWE was, quote, working on a deal to bring former NXT star Sarray back to the company as well. Days earlier, PW Insider had reported that Sarray was in talks to return to the United States. However, a new PW Insider report had revealed that Sarray has now signed a deal to return to the US, but not with WWE. Per the report, she has signed a multi-year deal with Sukban, the recently debuted Japanese women's promotion based in New York. She will reportedly debut at the second event, which takes place in Miami next month. The promotion then later made the official announcement on social media saying, quote, "We have signed Sarray to a multi-year contract. She will debut for Sukban next month in Miami as a member of the Cherry Bomb Girls." So she's not going to WWE, but with Giulia at the moment, it seems very, very murky waters. So Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has confirmed indeed there are a lot of moving pieces in the Joshi world. PW Insider reported on November 6th that WWE had expressed heavy interest in Japanese star Giulia, widely considered one of the best performers in wrestling. They also reported that things are serious enough that she's expected at the Performance Center this month. Now, Fightful can confirm that WWE has interest in her, and she was considered a, quote, priority acquisition per one source that Fightful spoke with. For the last several years, Giulia's work in Stardom has received rave reviews. In addition to WWE, All Elite Wrestling and Stardom had talks earlier in the year regarding what talent could appear in a crossover capacity. As was indicated by Fightful at the time, AEW had clear interest in using her at some point, though they haven't heard if it went as far as creative plans being developed for her. It was also announced, as mentioned by Sukuban, that Sarray has signed a multi-year deal with the company. PW Insider accurately reported last week that Sarray was deep in negotiations with an American company that wasn't WWE. However, several WWE sources had contacted Fightful and indicated that they were interested in possibly bringing her back and had started working on it. That obviously didn't go that far as Sarray signed with this new company based out of New York. Those same sources clarified that there was no offer on the table and did not think she'd want to relocate to the United States again. Quote, "There's no ill will on our side," one source said. "We didn't think she'd end up back here. There were no creative plans set for her, and she wasn't contacted. Her name was mentioned, and she is well liked within the company, so there were some preliminary things discussed about trying to bring her back. This deal probably works out better for her." So that's kind of the latest going on with all of this Giulia story that's really dominated the headlines. What are your thoughts on this? Do you expect to see her in WWE? Is it just a case of maybe PW Insider jumping the gun as to how quickly she'd be available to actually go to the Performance Center, with Dave Meltzer actually suggesting her contract isn't up until next year, so there's going to have to be a lot of time and a lot of dates she has to work for Stardom and New Japan first. Let me know your thoughts about all of it in the comment section below. Now, last week, Tony Khan's important announcement on Dynamite was the sale of the AEW All-In 2024 tickets. But what was quite interesting was one name that wasn't featured in any of the promotional material or the advertisement for the show, because it's the most important name, arguably, in AEW right now, the AEW World Champion MJF. Now, as was previously announced, AEW will return to Wembley Stadium in London, England for another All-In pay-per-view on August 25th, 2024. With tickets set to go on sale on December 1st, AEW has been sharing more graphics advertising the event, featuring some notable names. One name who was previously missing from All-In graphics was the AEW World Champion MJF. The popular star's absence previously fueled speculation about the talent's future. AEW has now shared a new graphic, which can be seen on the screen right now, which still doesn't feature MJF. MJF's AEW contract is notably set to expire at the end of the year. The AEW World Champion previously brought a lot of tension to this, teasing that the bidding war of 2024 will then commence, with MJF expecting to receive contract offers from other promotions. Whether that contract situation is legitimate or not is still not 100% clarified, but it is the story that MJF continues to tell. MJF headlined this past year's AEW All-In 2023 event in London, defeating Adam Cole to retain his AEW World Championship. Earlier on in the evening, MJF and Adam Cole defeated Aussie Open to win the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Of course, MJF is set to defend his AEW World title against Daniel Garcia on Wednesday's edition of Dynamite, ahead of facing Jay White for the AEW World Championship in a defense at Full Gear. Now, Logan Paul, what's the latest when it comes to Logan Paul and his WWE television future? Now, of course, that he's the United States champion. The influencer, of course, used brass knuckles to defeat Rey Mysterio at the November Premium Live event to become US champion in only his 8th WWE match. Speaking with Mark Raimondi of ESPN, Paul indicated he will be appearing for WWE more regularly now that he holds gold. Teasing that he'll make some surprise appearances on Raw and SmackDown, Paul said, quote, I think I have to. You're going to have to watch Raw, you're going to have to watch SmackDown. I'm going to make some surprise appearances and show these wrestlers who is the real king. Now, Paul didn't have long to prepare for his United States title match, with the crossover star previously in boxing camp ahead of his boxing victory over Dylan Dennis on October 14 at the Misfits and DAZN X Series 10 event. Stating that he's now here to conquer WWE, Paul noted, quote, boxing Dennis was cake, that was barely a performance. I wouldn't even call that a fight. Crown Jewel was a fight. Crown Jewel was harder. I'm winded. I feel like I really earned this. I see these comments online. Logan Paul is spoon-fed, silver spoon in his mouth. Everything has been given to him his whole life. He hasn't earned it. I work harder than you simple minds could even comprehend. I do more in 12 hours than most people do in 12 months. My blueprint cannot be duplicated. My pace is unmatched. I'm not playing the same game as other people. I've beaten the Matrix and I'm the architect. Mark my words, this is just the beginning. This bout is just the beginning of me taking over WWE. I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over. So Logan Paul says we could expect to see him more on WWE programming moving forward. Now, at Wrestle Kingdom, we're going to be seeing a new championship being introduced to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, during his IWGP US Championship reign, Will Ospreay introduced a new title bout and referred to himself as the IWGP UK Champion. following Ospreay's title defense against Shota Umino at November 4's Power Struggle event. David Finlay destroyed both the original US and UK title bouts. Now, New Japan chairman Naoki Sakabayashi has now confirmed that a new title will be introduced in the place of the IWGP US Championship. Speaking in a press conference on Monday, he said, quote, "Regarding the IWGP US bout, we will establish a new championship. It is true that fans were confused as to whether it was the IWGP US or UK, so we have created a new championship. We will announce the details later." Now, New Japan previously confirmed that Ospreay will be defending his gold against David Finlay and AEW's Jon Moxley at Wrestle Kingdom 18 in January, which would suggest this three-way bout will now be for the new title. Some have speculated this could be for a returning IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Of course, there's no confirmed details right now, so we'll have to wait and see. Finally, Adam Copeland is going to be competing on AEW Collision this coming weekend. Adam Copeland's second match in AEW has been officially announced. On last week's AEW Dynamite, Copeland announced that he will team with Darby Allin and Sting at AEW Full Gear when he will face off against Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. On Collision, Darby Allin defeated Lance Archer before Jake Roberts revealed a new group consisting of himself, Archer, and The Righteous, who all laid out Darby after the match. Now ahead of Full Gear, AEW has announced a big six-man match for this coming weekend's episode of Collision, with Copeland, Darby, and Sting set to team up against Vincent, Dutch, and Archer. Of course, next week's episode of Collision is set to be taped on a Friday, which is set to air on Saturday night, so stay tuned for all of the details surrounding that. But there you go, guys. This is the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.